Alrighty, so we are reacting to Sovereign Citizen getting shut down in court. This was requested by Darth Vanquisher for those on the YouTube side of things. So um, keep that in mind. I'm going in blind. We're gonna see how we feel about it, and then in the future I can bring more in, but it's not really something I've ever covered before, so bear with me.
For the record, um, I am not a person.
Yeah, no kidding. Because a person would take his freedom much more seriously than you do. Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. Today, we have an important video to cover, as it shows exactly what can happen to anyone who takes the sovereign citizen traveler approach and decides to represent himself at the same time.
I will say this. I personally don't feel like you should represent yourself in court because it's very rare to get the outcome you want.
I'd be lying to you if I said that this wasn't one of the most satisfying sovereign citizen punishment videos that I've covered yet. And if you want to see a grown man cry, then stick around to the end. So let's begin.
Mr. Brown, do you have any questions for for Corporal?
Yes. He said the person, I am not a person, so I'm trying to figure out.
Do you have a
Okay. Already, I can see this is going to go downhill. Um, you are a person. Are you an animal? Like an animal that doesn't have free thought? Because that would be the only way you're not a person unless you are like some kind of otherkin. You know, if you identify as otherkin, that would be the only thing. Yeah, man. If you identify as otherkin, sure, I can see it. But physically, you are a person. You are a human being, Homo sapien, with individualized thought.
question for for Corporal Spidell? Corporal Spidell, I'm sorry, Corporal.
She's trying so hard not to laugh, and I do not blame her.
That's what the officer now.
Do you have a question for the Corporal?
No, I don't have a question.
Do you have any questions for Corporal?
Not for court. I have a question for
You have a question for whom?
the court.
Okay, you don't actually get to ask the court anything.
Yeah, you can't ask the court anything. That that's not how this works.
Unless you have a motion that you'd like to file, the court doesn't really take up any questions at this point. We're in trial. So at this point, if you would like to cross-examine the witness, you may do so now.
Um, no, I don't have any questions for the officer.
Okay, so the witness is free to step down. Will the defendant like to call any witnesses?
Speak for myself.
You would like to take the stand as a witness?
This bro does not know how courts work. Yeah, she did give up, but I mean, at the same time, like, I don't blame her. Because this looks like a very difficult fucking trial.
Um, yes, yeah.
Okay. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony that you give will be the truth and the entire truth?
Yes.
Please state and spell your name for the record.
For the record, my name is Roman Brown, a living man. Uh,
You just said you're not a person. So saying a living man goes against that. And she didn't ask you for all of that bullshit. She asked you to state your name and spell it for the court.
you said spell it.
Please spell it. Yes.
Capital R, lowercase O M, lowercase m, lowercase n, lowercase n, capital B, lowercase r, lowercase o, lowercase.
You don't need to do capitals and lowercase. Just spell it. Oh my god. Are you terminally online? It is not that hard. That's dumb. I find that really dumb. I'm sorry, if somebody asked me to spell my name, Kyrie, all I gotta say is Kyrie. God, I almost misspelled my own fucking VTuber name. That is not hard to do. That is not hard to do.
W, lowercase n.
That's a very interesting way of spelling dumbass. But seriously, these morons are into what's known as quantum grammar, and they believe that the way a name is spelled, or incorrectly spelled, is a get out of jail free card, which it's not.
And Mr.
I'm gonna guess that this is pretty common.
Brown, I'm going to have you give your testimony from the podium as you are representing yourself and you are now the witness as well as the acting on your own behalf as your own attorney. So you may proceed.
Yes. So I was traveling like I, I'm a non-citizen national for the record. I am not a United States citizen. I am not a resident in the state.
It doesn't matter. If you're being tried for crimes in the U.S., then you were in the U.S. at the time.
I'm from. I live in the United States of America.
And you just backtracked. You dumb bitch.
I was traveling. I didn't commit any crimes. The officer asked me for his documentation. I gave him the documentations that were valid. The driver's license, he unlawfully detained me. I did not consent to any searches or seizures. He unlawfully violated my rights. Like one.
Okay. You can be detained regardless. Like, sure, there is a consent to search and procedure, but they have to ask you if they can search and proceed, and if you resist that, then they have to take it a step further. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm from the hood. I don't fuck with cops. But there is a protocol that they have to do for things to go smoothly. And if you make it more difficult for them, then they have to take other procedures.
With my private property. He in the documents that he's brought up were like you just stated, they were not valid and they were canceled. So
You just said they were valid, and now you're saying that they're not valid. Yeah, they got to do their job whether you like them or not. Don't get me wrong, there are plenty of cops that deserve criticism, and there are plenty of cops that should not be on the force. But those that, treat everyone equally and do not abuse their position of power, what are you going to do? The law is the law. I wish they would have more training, because they have less training than a fucking hairstylist, not even gonna lie. But still, it's just like, make it easy as possible for yourself and make it easy as possible for them, so you both can get this over with. It's not that difficult. And why do you keep backtracking, bro? Like, that pisses me the fuck off.
like I stated before, I was traveling. I'm not a driver. I, I reserve all of my rights.
Sovereign citizens should really understand that in a criminal matter, they don't need to reserve their rights, as all of their rights are preserved by the United States Constitution and the Constitution of the state that they're in.
Well, he believes that he's not a state resident, but he lives in the United States.
Mr. Garinger, do you have any questions for this witness?
No questions, Your Honor. I reserve all of my rights under UCC 1-308. I do not
I'm
consent
sorry,
to
UCC,
offers.
I need to be able to hear you clearly. You reserve all of your rights under,
UCC 1-308.
okay?
I do not accept this offer. I do not consent to any proceedings. I'm not a United States citizen.
Mr. Brown, I'm gonna stop you
You just said you lived in the United States of America. You are a United States citizen.
right now. You can have a seat.
By the defendant's own admission, he canceled his own license. He did not have a valid license on May 12, 2023. He was not able to produce one, nor did he have a valid title, nor was he able to produce one. Your Honor, I believe you have a copy of the MCL code, so I won't go through reciting them all. But it is required in the state of Michigan that if you are on the roadways, that you must have a valid driver's license. It's also required that you're in your motor vehicle, you must have a valid title to that vehicle and registration. Finally, if you're given a lawful order from a police officer, you must obey those commands if they are lawful order. The fact of the matter is that the defendant, Mr. Roman Brown, did not produce those things when he was stopped on May 12th, and he refused to comply with the lawful orders given by Corporal Spidell. Therefore, the people would ask that this honorable court find the defendant guilty on all 3 counts. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Closing arguments from Mr. Brown.
So this is the point at which he should be making an argument for how the state is getting it wrong, and how he does actually have the right to travel behind the wheel of a car without a valid driver's license. Instead, he did this.
He gave me a ticket for speeding. Clearly, on video, it just showed that he said that he put me up for.
We don't have a speeding ticket on the record for today.
Oh, so you gonna run your mouth?
For a lawful order to be submitted, it had to be a crime being committed. There was no crime being committed. Like I stated,
All you had to do was provide the documents given, and then when you did not, they searched you and they found that they were not valid. Man, these are like, oh god, this is like if you made a Karen a lawyer, and I can only imagine. God, people, how are people this stupid? People are so stupid. It irks the fuck out of me.
before I was traveling in my automobile, my private conveyance. I was not driving. I am not a driver.
Traveling in an automobile is driving.
Driver or an employee, like Uber or someone that's transporting goods or.
If you are employed as a delivery service for Uber, DoorDash, Instacart, Postmates, Grubhub, whatever, unless you are renting a vehicle from their program, you are using your own car.
Property. I'm not a driver. I was traveling from point A to point B.
You sound so stupid right now. Well, if you don't think rules apply to you, pretty simple to be dumb. Yeah.
My automobile was, I had an issue with my automobile. It was stored. I was taking it to get it serviced. Off order, it has to be a crime present. And I had violated my rights by going into my private, my private property and getting any information that I can.
He did not violate your rights because he was doing what he was supposed to do. He asked you for the information and you did not give it to him. So thus he has to search your vehicle for it to follow protocol.
He did get, and I didn't present those because they weren't valid. It
Oh, but you said they were in the very beginning of this.
wasn't, um, they were canceled. So I don't want a contract. I do not consent to any contract.
Okay. I don't know if I can continue to listen to him speak. I need to go to where the judge fucking tells him off. Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm going to get angrier and it's going to physically hurt me. Alright, we're gonna go to right here. Look, yeah, it's funny for some people, but I am the type that shit genuinely enrages me. So it's better for me to get the results. Like there are some videos I can watch of people being stupid, like fails and stuff like that. But when I'm hearing somebody spew bullshit out of their mouth like this consistently, and then backtracking even more, like it puts me in physical pain.
Just happened to this window licker is an opportunity to mitigate the severity of your punishment by taking responsibility for your actions, even if you don't personally believe that you did anything wrong. What you shouldn't do is what this guy's about to do.
Yeah, no, it it's a decent video because you do see that people like this exist and it brings awareness to it. I just personally, I don't know if I can react to a bunch of these because fuck, man, it does stress me out.
Yes. Like I stated before, I was not driving. I was traveling, and
Is this related to sentencing? We've already determined that tomato, Mr. Brown, regardless of whether or not you were driving, traveling, whatever word you want to use, I've already stated on the record that to operate a motor vehicle in the state of
Yeah, the satisfaction of the ruling seems like it's satisfying.
Michigan requires a driver's license. Do you have anything you'd like to state on your behalf before I sentence you, sir?
um,
I'm sorry.
um, I don't recognize the authority. I have not.
That's fine. I do. I recognize this authority. So,
Yeah, yeah. You don't recognize the authority because you're a fucking idiot.
and I am I'm probably the only person that matters right now in terms of recognizing the authority of this state and and the laws that have been broken by you in this state.
I have a question. So, I didn't know there was a law. That was a law. I thought that was
They tell you the laws when you are growing up and learning how to become an adult.
a statute or status, like
Again, tomato, it's a statute. It's a statute.
so it's not a law. It's
It's
not.
a law. It's under the Michigan compliant laws, and I am not getting ready to debate this issue with you. You can take that up on appeal because you will have plenty of time to write an appeal.
In the business, we call this foreshadowing.
Are you ready for sentencing?
Um, ma'am,
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
I said, yes, ma'am.
Okay, have a seat.
She says, sit your motherfucking ass down.
So it is quite disappointing to me that not only Corporal Spadell had to spend quite some time with the defendant in this matter on a driving while license suspended, driving while unlicensed. I'm sorry, driving while license improper, I should say. and a registration. The time and resources that it took for this incident, I can only imagine how many laws were actually being violated in the state by other people. How many people were going unprotected, or how many crimes, serious crimes, were being committed at the time that six officers to respond to a no registration or unregistered.
6 fucking officers? Sound of Defeat is great in this video. I bet. But 6 officers? Like, you were so uncompliant that you had to have 6 officers.
Untitled vehicle and a driving while license improper. 6 officers. I would definitely like to remind Mr. Brown, although not right, it's never ever right for an officer to use force. And I would like to commend the officers who were there on that date and time, because they were very patient with you, very respectful to you. No one ever lost their patience. No one ever lost their cool. But have you seen the video where the young lady lost her life? She was shot in the face by an officer for actually following the commands of an officer. Yet you are playing games with your life. And again, would like to commend the Detroit Police Department for
I got you. Yeah, she's got a point. Like, you see how many corrupt cops there are, and there were 6 that were actually trying to be patient with you?
responding with the patience and with the professionalism that they responded to in this incident. As a state legislator, I worked on legislation that would hold police officers accountable for using excessive force in this state. However, after meeting with DPOA and some of the officers in Detroit, I learned that they already have uh, a handbook, and most of the things that were being asked of the officers across the state of Michigan were already being used and trained properly in the state, or at least in the city of Detroit Police Department, as evidenced by this entire video. Again, the patience that they had to have with you and your shenanigans on that date took a lot of professionalism. And I'm glad that they handled it in that way, and not in the way that we see in videos across the country, because this could have ended totally different for you, Mr. Brown. Completely different outcome had they not had the professionalism and training that they've had to deal with shenanigans. Because that's exactly what this was today, as well as the day of your stop. Shenanigans. You are not
She called your ass out.
allowed to operate, travel. You're not to be behind the wheel of a vehicle, whether you think it's driving or traveling. I don't care. You are not to operate a motor vehicle in this state without a driver's license. The court is now going to sentence Mr. Brown to 30 days in the Wayne County Jail for each incident to run concurrently. Mr. Brown, you can take it. You have a right to appeal.
Ma'am, can I say one thing, ma'am?
No,
I'm
no,
going
sir.
to jail.
No, sir.
You could not say a goddamn thing. She's trying so hard not to call him stupid. Yeah! He's stupid. He's an idiot. God. And then he's gonna try and speak up.
No, sir.
Why though, ma'am? Here. 90 days?
No, dipshit. Your punishment was 30 days for each one of those charges to run concurrently, meaning if you shut your mouth right now, you'll only be doing 30 days instead of 90. An actual lawyer would know this.
Ma'am, I didn't, please, ma'am, can you please,
I need my
ma'am,
car keys.
please,
So I can
ma'am.
get in the house, man.
Oh my God. Ma'am, I didn't do anything, ma'am. I apologize. Please, ma'am, have compassion.
Yeah. And now he's trying to beg for compassion. No. No, you don't deserve it.
I have children. My son is at the, please, ma'am.
Can you get my car keys?
Did you consider your children when you were out playing games with the police officers, like literally playing games with your
I
life?
thought I was doing things right,
Did you
ma'am.
did you consider your children when you were literally playing games with your life with 6 officers surrounding you and you wanted to
did not know
continue
I was
to
not
play
doing
games
that.
with them? Did you consider your kids on that day?
I was trying to reserve my rights, ma'am. I did not know that I was going to go to jail for something. I did nothing wrong, ma'am.
Yes, you did.
Each offense holds up to 93 days in the county jail. Every one of the offenses that you committed is punishable up to 93 days in the county jail. You will serve the sentence concurrently.
I really love a judge that'll just drop the hard facts because she's right. If you really cared about your children, then you'd put them before your own personal belief system. So now let's watch a grown man cry because he's being held accountable for his antisocial behavior.
Yeah, I totally get that. I can see that.
I can't do anything, ma'am. Please. I did nothing. I apologize.
He's crying like a fucking baby.
I'm so sorry.
Again,
Please.
you have the right to appeal.
How do I appeal? I don't know what to do, ma'am. I have kids. I don't know what to do. I'm sorry, officer.
For somebody who has kids, you should know the law because you're supposed to teach it to your children. Cry baby, bitch.
I apologize, sir. I didn't know. I did not know. I thought I was doing the right thing, ma'am. I did not know. I did not do anything. I did not know, ma'am. Please have compassion for me. I did not know. I thought that I was doing everything right. I did not know. I would never, ever did that.
Oh, never, ever. Then maybe you should have listened when you were offered correction.
What is it that you thought you were doing right?
Thought I was doing everything. To be honest with you, man, I thought I've been reading, I've been studying on I was a national. I did not know that I was doing anything wrong, man. I apologize. Is there anything that I did not know. I did not know. I really thought I was doing things right. I would never. I was being cool too. I thought he was violating me. I didn't know that I was doing anything wrong. Like I stated before, I was
Did you
not.
did you say that you were being influenced by others?
I definitely was influenced. I thought, like I said, I've been studying and reading up and listening to stuff, and I thought that
I don't know what type of degree you have or if you have one as of yet, but in order for you to know the laws in this state, in order for you to be in this state, then perhaps you should go to law school so that you can study the laws of the land, of this state, of this country. Because what
Yeah, no, I agree with you. He thought that was correct.
you're doing, what you're doing is the interference and the disturbance that you caused on that date. I can't imagine how many people needed real assistance on that date, and you
I
interfered
just
with
thought I was doing everything
officers
right.
being available. Am I talking? Are you talking while I'm talking?
No,
Oh my god. Are you talking while I'm talking? Yes, he is.
man.
Interfere with officers being available to respond to real concerns for our citizens in the city of Detroit with your shenanigans.
I apologize. I did not know. I did not know, man.
I will amend your sentence to 30 days. That
Thank
is,
you.
you have 21 days to file an appeal. Have a good day, sir.
So what I got one more question, ma'am, please. So it's not, I can't pay anything or anything, or I just have to go to
No.
jail.
Absolutely not.
I like to watch these types of videos once in a while. Like, I get the appeal. I do. You know, it is satisfying to see them get justice. I don't watch these types of videos because of how physically angry they make me. Like, I can play rage games all day. But shit like this, with realizing there are people out there who are genuinely this dumb, I cannot tell you how many times I've had to sit and fucking leave a video halfway through because people like this just make me that mad. They do. It makes me want to throw hands. It really does.
Absolutely not.
No, ma'am, I had no
Play silly
clue.
games, you win silly prizes.
I hate Karens. I hate watching Karen videos. I hate it so much. Like, it just ruins any mood that I've got. Any good mood. It just kills that vibe all the time.
Sir, have a good day.
We absolutely need more judges like Judge Yancey, explaining why there's a necessary punishment involving jail time. And she said it best when she said, you play silly games, you'll win silly prizes. So you have every opportunity to appeal her decision, but you'll be doing that from the Wayne County Jail.
Excuse me, Judge, can I say one more thing, please?
Hey, Lieutenant
Please.
Davis, this is Officer 4. We ready for him at 335.
Ma'am, is there anything that
Nope. Nope. Stop begging. Stop begging. You're done. You're done. Go to jail. You're done. She has nothing more to say to you. She is done.
Okay.
here, give you some more?
Yes, I know. Now what we supposed to do with you and your whole kids?
Yes, ma'am, please. I have family, my kids go to school. I got so much going on,
I'm
ma'am.
by myself with all these kids, like, come on now, 30 days, like.
Judge, please, is there anything I can do? Judge, is there anything I can do?
Yeah, there's something you can do. Spend the next 30 days realizing how stupid it was to think you're special and laws don't apply
Man. Just take the fucking sentence. It's just a month. Like, come on.
to you. Then, when you get out of jail, you can put as much effort as you put into not following the law into getting a driver's license, insurance, and valid registration on the vehicle you intend on driving. If not for yourself, show us you're a real man. Do it for your kids. All right, guys, so that's the end of the video, and I really appreciate you sticking.
Oh, God. It was satisfying to see him not, get the fucking silver platter he wanted. But, yeah, I think we're going to end it here today. I appreciate you all for watching. Thank you all for following, subscribing. I really do appreciate it. And thank you for sending suggestions my way. Join the Discord if you can. And, I'll see you guys in the next one. And I hope y'all have a great rest of your evening or morning or wherever you're at. Peace.